schools across the country face an increasing threat: cyber attacks.
Experts say school districts have become popular targets because they house extensive amounts of financial and personal information. But it's not just information. An attack could cripple a district's ability to conduct classes. A 2022 Government Accountability Office report found loss of learning following a cyber attack ranged from 3 days to 3 weeks, while monetary losses for school districts ranged from $50,000 to more than $1 million. Many districts are what the government calls target-rich cyber poor, as they have their data on networks without proper protections.
Reporter Adrian Thomas explains what school districts in Portland, Oregon are doing to keep students and staff safe.
In an age where cyber attacks dominate our news cycle, public entities with vast amounts of data like school districts are on the defense. Steve Langford, head of IT for the Beaverton School District, says hackers frequently target schools.
Sometimes it's to steal data. Sometimes it's to take over staff accounts or student accounts so that they could look for other ways to take over our networks.
But school districts strive to stay ahead of possible cyber attacks. We requested cybersecurity plans from school districts across the metro area. All have network protection such as firewalls, data encryption, multi-factor authentication for staff and students, and antivirus software. Langford says without these precautions, there could be severe consequences in a cybersecurity breach.
It could look like us not being able to transport students because the information we need is in a system that we don't have access to. We might not be able to serve lunches to students and track the lunches that we're serving. Or we might not be even able to educate students in terms of the assessments and the assignments that they have that are on computer systems.
And if personal information on students is compromised, it could have negative impacts when they become an adult.
And so it's very important for us to protect the student data because cyber criminals can harvest and capture student data on a 5-year-old student. And they could use that to create a fake identity that the student might not find out about until they're 18 and they're applying for college or applying for credit.
Langford says his department investigates any possible cyber threats and always takes steps to secure staff or student accounts that may have been compromised. In addition to staff cybersecurity training, all students participate in what Langford calls digital citizenship lessons, tailored to all grade levels.
As part of a digital citizenship course, students are made aware of methods to protect their identities. And this is important not just for their school identity, but their personal identity too.
We also spoke to Beth Grazer, Communications Director for the Hillsborough School District. They employ cybersecurity precautions similar to other metro area school districts. Grazer says her district has a cybersecurity insurance policy. In addition to acting as a safety net to compensate the district for any unforeseen losses, this policy also requires standards that improves overall cybersecurity infrastructure.
Our cybersecurity insurance that we have for our district, which we do maintain, requires that we meet and exceed their standards, which also requires us to ensure that any vendors that we do business with, and that extends to software vendors that might be providing us with learning materials for students, they have to comply with a whole suite of regulations before we can even sign an agreement to do business with them.
According to the Center for Internet Security, during the 2022-2023 school year, nearly 2/3 of school districts surveyed said they purchased a separate cybersecurity insurance policy.